Oh yeah, I found another way of camping because the long known camper mode. Well, it's not official, but the camper mode where you can put the car in neutral, apply the park brake, and then you will keep the car running and also the heater running throughout the night so you can sleep in the car. That camper mode has some advantages but also some disadvantages. The advantage is, of course, that you can sleep in the car or you can nap for several hours, and the heater will keep running, or in warm climate, the air conditioning will keep the car cool. There are some downsides though, which is that the lights has to be on, because this is like I wouldn't say a hack, but it's like a workaround where you actually put the car in drive mode. It is in neutral, so it is somewhat, in a way, it's kind of driving, but it's standing still with park brake on. And at least in Europe, the regulations say that the lights must always be on if you're in drive mode. So that it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of attract some attention with the lights. So there actually been, it's kind of funny. Well, one time I was sleeping in the car, and then the police knock on my window and like, what the heck is going on here? Why are the lights on? Where are you going? This is Norway, by the way. Yeah, it was a woman. Yeah, and then I was like, I'm trying to sleep here. I know this is like a trick to keep the heater running. And she was like, okay, well, and then she was kind of like, ooh, she didn't want to disturb me, and also I was like, yeah. So you don't want to attract too much attention with the lights. As for energy consumption, the lights, whatever they consume, is so little. It's like less than 0.5% or something. It's really not significant at all. But again, it's a bit unfortunate, the lights, and also, well, you can always cover the lights. There are some people who made some cover the lights, but it's like, yeah, it's a bit, hassle to do that. You have to cover the lights. I think the backlights will be off though. And another disadvantage is that you cannot be plugged in, because remember, you have to be in neutral. You kind of have to be in drive mode, and to be in that mode, you cannot be plugged in. So you cannot charge while you are doing the camper mode. So, but there's a workaround, of course, which is to use Remote S. You have to pay a small fee to use it. It's an awesome app. I haven't tried it because I'm an Android user. But with the Remote S, there is like a camper mode there, yeah. And it will do basically what I explained, but it doesn't require you to be in neutral, and it doesn't require the lights to be on, because basically it will, via the API, activate the heater. And so the app will, every half an hour, because if you sit in the car and you like turn on the heater, after half an hour it will shut off. But that app will continuously refresh the heater, just switch it on. There's like a timer, and you give a lot of advantages, because lights are off, less attention, and you can be plugged in, you can charge while you're doing that. But there are also some disadvantages, which is you have to buy this app. Well, that's not a big deal, but you have to have iOS. Big advantage. No, just kidding. No, the problem is that you have to be on this weird page. It's like a web page, and you have to have that web page open, and the timer is open. And if you receive a phone call, or you try to use the phone, do something else, then you have like a few minutes to go back to that page. If you forget about it, then it will kind of stop. I haven't tried this. I look at some video and whatever. I look at some stuff. So it's like you have to keep the screen running on your mobile phone. Yeah, you can't use it or anything else. So it's kind of like, yeah, but most of the time you will be sleeping anyway. But yeah, and you have to have an iPhone or iOS like phone device. So I found a workaround. Yeah, it took me almost 5 minutes to get to the point here. All right, but I'm just gonna give you that stuff. It's still shorter than a TED talk. That's 18 minutes. So I've thought about this for a long time, and it's as simple as that. Use VisibleTesla. So VisibleTesla is a nice like a community-based program that some lots of people made. Is open source. VisibleTesla runs on Java. Any device that can run a Java machine, can run it. So you can run it on a Mac, on a PC, whatever. So I have it running at home. So the VisibleTesla will give you basically the same stuff that you get via the official phone app, but it can also do more. So you could do, but at the same time, the same stuff that you can do with Remote S app. But with the VisibleTesla, you can also set up a schedule. You can set up a schedule where you wanna when the time of the day, time of the week, all that, and when you want to start charging, stop charging, start heater, whatever. So I just set it very simple because I know that the heater will run for half an hour, but so I set the timer to be every 35 minutes, because if it's half an hour like on point, what I haven't tried this, but I expect that the heater will keep running for half an hour, and then the API will tell it to turn on the heater, but it's already on, and then the heater will reach half an hour, and then it will switch off, and then you have like half an hour with no heater. So that's why I use that 5-minute delay. So it's not a big deal. I tried it a couple of weekends. It's working great. So you just set up like, let's say from 1 a.m. and then 1:35, and then just every 35 minutes it will refresh that. And this doesn't require any app to be open, well, except for at your home. But what you can do is that you can run the app on your computer at home, and then you can use a laptop with VNC or TeamViewer to communicate with it if you want to change some settings. But actually, I have so like predictable schedule that I know when I will reach my destination, Trondheim, Bergen, or wherever, and I know when I will sleep around roughly. So I just set it at home, and then the computers keep running, and then when I go to sleep, the computer will send the commands to my car. So that works great. Of course, you can also bring your laptop with you, and you can change the settings. Or there are lots of opportunities, but I found that this is more flexible for me, at least, because I don't use iPhone. Wifey uses iPhone, but I'm not gonna bother her with that app. So it works great, and yeah, until now, I think this is a good workaround until we get the official. Well, if we get the official camper mode or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, sometimes I would wish that Tesla programmers would spend a little bit more time to make some nice, useful features than less useful features. For instance, the smart preconditioning was kind of waste of code here. Nobody uses it. I think, yeah, what we need is like schedule preheating and other goodies. Like, I'm gonna make a separate video about software, like what kind of software improvements we could get, because this car, I mean, it's already a freaking awesome car, but this car could be like twice as good if the software was better. You can do so much stuff with the software. It's like almost no limits. Yeah, even old cars, you don't have to have like the super new like hardware, like autopilot and all that stuff. But yeah, and of course I forgot to mention, if with that trick with a heater, you can still charge the car, and also the lights will be off because it will work more or less like the Remote S app, but you don't have to rely on that app or iOS. No, I'm just kidding. It's awesome. Actually, I love iOS. I look at wifey's phone, and it's so freaking smooth compared to my phone. And I think my phone has better hardware. So it's just that, yeah, that's just how iOS works. Yes, long ass video again, as usual. But that's it for now.